Hi, I'm Sandy with Lightning Tools, and I'm here again with Brett. Hi, Brett. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. Yeah, very well. How are you?
Yep, also very well.
Good, good, good. All right.
Well, we had promised last week, we talked about
Mhm.
our coming release of Lightning Conductor, and I think we had promised a little bit of a sneak peek before the webinar, which is Thursday. I mean, you don't have to wait that much longer, but if you want just a
Yeah,
quick snippet.
absolutely. Yeah, I think let's jump into it and have a look at
Sure.
what the external connectors are. And if you didn't listen last week, just a reminder, this is for the Lightning Conductor web part, which we've got a new release 6.0 coming out. And we're going to be demonstrating that as part of our webinar this Thursday. So that will be the 16th at 4 p.m. GMT, which is only 4 hours ahead
Yes.
this week
Mhm.
of US Eastern time.
Great.
Yeah, if you want to see a bit more detailed of a demo, then register for the webinar. And
Yep.
even if you can't attend, you'll get the link to that.
Mhm.
So on anyway.
But you could
Uh,
pack a lunch and
yeah,
attend.
grab a coffee or whatever you
Yeah.
want as well. So that sounds good. So yeah, just a very, very quick reminder as to what the Lightning Conductor is. It's a content aggregation tool. So you started off with the ability to roll up SharePoint lists and libraries. It's extended that to being able to aggregate from search results, also from the Microsoft 365 graph as well. And also now we have the external connectors, which we're going to be taking a look at. So what this means is you can connect to virtually anything through an external connector and bring that data in to the Lightning Conductor, at least link to it, and you can style that however you want, either using something like the grid view or using an adaptive card or JSON view as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm sharing my screen, so let's
Mhm.
jump in and take a look at it. So just first of all, when we hit the configure button, what you're going to see here is a quick configuration dialog. This gives you, and I'll just throw out a very quick example here, some common scenarios that you might want to use the Lightning Conductor for. So a lot of our customers are doing these types of aggregation. You'll notice that there's a SharePoint list of type tasks. We're bringing it from the current hub and associated sites, and we're going to display the results in a grid view with some adaptive cards. So that's the kind of thing that you can do. And in here, we can fully customize which columns are shown and add conditional formatting and that sort of thing, all within inside the browser without any code at all. So that gives us that as a view. So I can come in and label this one as tasks.
And this isn't new at all. This is
No,
what
no,
we've
this is
always
just
done.
giving you a bit of a taste as to what
Mhm.
the Lightning Conductor is.
Mhm.
So yeah, working with Microsoft 365 Graph or Microsoft Graph, we can query other things as well, like through Planner. We can bring in Planner plans and things like that, and like I say, also work with search as well. So these are now some Planner plans coming through, which that's displayed using JSON as opposed to a grid view, allowing me to interact with those plans and so on. So let's have a look at these external connectors. So what we can do here is add a new one, which might be something like Jira, it could be Salesforce, could be a website, or could be SQL on premises, or Oracle on premises, or SQL in the cloud, virtually whatever you want, really. So we can give this a name, and I'm going to put this as the Lightning Tools website. So we'll just put the details in for that one. So when I hit configure, we go into the advanced mode, and these are the different rollup providers that we have. So there is the search rollup provider, as we mentioned. There's also the object model rollup provider, as well as the Microsoft Graph rollup provider. And you can also query Microsoft 365 groups as well, which is also using Microsoft Graph, but just a different way of going through and selecting the data source. So the new one that we're going to be taking a look at here is the external graph connectors. So I'll choose that. And again, we've got a choice of how we want to display any of these result sources. So we can display them inside a grid view, inside a JSON view, XSLT if you really want to, and we've also got adaptive cards as well. Yeah, with this particular one, we could go down to the adaptive cards view. And when we get to the data source, notice that these connectors are already available. So these are some that I've established already. We've got Salesforce and Jira, Lightning Tools, website, and a couple of others too already set up. Before we go any further with that, I'll just show you where you go through and configure those. So it's actually through your Microsoft 365 Admin Center.
This would need to be an admin doing this part.
Exactly, and it may already be done
Mm-hmm.
for your organization as well, because this is not obviously just for the Lightning Conductor. This is also for things like Microsoft Search, so you can search external data. So you may already have this configured, and you don't need to do this part at all, other than just simply go through and select it. So yeah, these are the ones that were showing up inside the Lightning Conductor. And you can see that these have been indexed and so on. If I want to add a new one, I just hit add, again, as an administrator, as you mentioned. And this is just giving a few examples of things that I can connect to. So notice in there is SQL Azure, there's Confluence, there's Salesforce, MediaWiki, SQL Server. So that's on-premises SQL Server. You can connect to a CSV file, so on and so forth, even Oracle if you want to, and there's also Jira, etc. And one of these is enterprise websites, so you can connect to that if you so choose, and you can also create a custom one as well, where you need to create the manifest and what have you for that. All right, so yeah, if we wanted to go through and connect to, let's say, Jira as an example, notice how this then walks us through those different options, so we can specify where we want this to be enabled, and we can give it a name, etc. So we get to do all of that, and obviously agree to things. You get to configure the connection settings, etc., etc., which I'm not going to do here. We've already got that one set up. You'd have to wait to see that being indexed. But once you've gone through those different steps, you've then got that ready to go under data sources, and it's just a simple case of waiting for that to say that it's ready and indexed and so on. So once that has been established, we can jump back here into the Lightning Conductor and we can choose one of these sources. So I'm going to choose the Lightning Tools website, and we can specify limits and things like that if we want to. We can also preview the content that's going to come back. So these aren't necessarily the columns that I would want to see. So what we'll do is we'll go to the columns view. So I could pick and choose these columns and choose how I want to sort them and group them and so on. Or we can just jump down to the display where we've got the adaptive card designer as well. So in fact, let's just go through and select everything in here. There we go. And you notice how that generates some input data for the adaptive card. And in here, I could go through and design my adaptive card, or I can use the adaptive card from the data source. So just jumping back again for a moment, in here, you can actually create a result type for each of these, which helps you to build an adaptive card using a designer. So I can choose my content source in here, set the properties that I want to work with, and notice how we've got a layout designer that we can launch, and we can design what we want that layout to look like. And there's lots of different samples that you can begin working with. So here's one. We could select that as a starting point. That gives us the design experience and so on of that. We can go in and edit that layout, and it will generate for me a sample or payload editor. So as I've configured this to point at different properties coming from my website external content source, I can take that adaptive card here and use that. And if I save that with the external connector, then all I need to do, I don't even have to copy and paste it. I can just say use the one from the data source, and it will utilize that. So that's what we're going to do here. So as I scroll down, and we'll just set some pagination in here as well. So we'll set that to 50 items per page, and let's just hit save. And what we should have now, as we choose the Lightning Tools website, is the different pages coming from the Lightning Tools website with the adaptive card applied to it.
Nice.
So yeah, that is using an external connector to connect to a website. And yeah, you could, like we mentioned, connect to lots of different data sources as well.
Yeah, I just noticed as you were going by there, and I hadn't really noticed before, about the file share. That would be kind of an interesting one too, to be able to connect to your existing server that has just files on it.
Yeah, yeah,
I haven't tried that,
absolutely.
but I think I will.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sounds great. So yeah, we're going to be showing more of that on Thursday. So
Mhm.
if you haven't registered yet, get registered on it,
Yep.
and yeah, be great to be able to show you around in detail the
Mhm.
external connectors.
And this should be released by the end of the month, I think.
Great.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You
Because we
should
have a
see
couple
this
more
any
new features too. Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. So this should be rolled out, and you'll be able to get your hands on it, and yeah,
Cool.
use a trial or register a demo, or yeah, just get on and upgrade to it.
Great. Yep. Great. Well, thanks very much for showing us that.
You're
And
welcome.
I guess we'll see you on Thursday at the webinar.
Sounds perfect. All right. Well, thanks for
All
now.
right. Yep. Bye.
Bye.